The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready? Send logo.
Let's get it.
Now.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Joe Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Back to throw. Herbert airing one out for Boyd. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Returning, it's Benjamin. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Oh, what a juke into space. Touchdown, LA. Melvin Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert, he gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Bravo!
6-man.
Mixon with it. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Ready?
57 to Mike. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Get.
from the gun. Herbert. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And maybe getting a little too cute there on the punt return. Sometimes they forget paramount holding on to that football.
I really do believe most of the return guys think to themselves, when I get the ball, I'm going to make the play that's going to change the game.
I'm going to break it.
I'm going to break it. And you love that they have that attitude, but your point is so well taken. What do you have to do? First and foremost,
hold on to it.
Take care of the football. That's all he needed to do.
On 1st and 10, Patterson. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 9th touchdown of the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert, and the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
Let's go. 30 base.
50 seconds to Mike. We don't want this.
Watch the sit down.
Now Gordon on 1st down. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss.
Ready to break. Hey, Alpha.
65, 65, 65.
To go.
To throw on 3rd down. Patterson. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down. Almost back to the drawing board.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. He'll get this to Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Go now. 10 logo. You ain't doing 80 weapons. You ain't doing nothing. Get it.
On first down, Gordon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
15 Ronnie. 15 Ronnie. Here we go. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Now.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Ready.
Choose the mic. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Check, 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 check. Safe, safe, safe.
61. Matchbox lights. Shit, shit. 5.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
6-6. Pull it high. 2.
A toss play, Gordon. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's 2nd and 8. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now Benjamin. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
50, plant. 55. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Let's go.
They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Hey, Charlie.
55, Mike 55.
Go.
2nd and 1. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Next to score, Chargers 28, Bengals nothing. Mike Badgley to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, Herbert. Blitz coming, and down he goes. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats. And he's going to go down again. Joey Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Take it at the 37. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Go now. 8, read.
Let's go. Tight as Ringo. Tight as on the Ringo.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
You got it.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 38-yard line.
Go. 10 logo. Snap.
On 2nd down now. It's Gordon, and they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Hey.
Let's get that ball right here.
Go.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Let's go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Patterson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the 1st of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the 1st half. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wind up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ready for this. They still playing soccer.
And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the 1st half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the 1st half. You do have the entire 2nd half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Point after, right down the middle. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So the Chargers will start the 2nd half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. Short boot, take it at the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. They built a good 1st half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spending time.
There goes Melvin Gordon past the 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, 67 yards. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, That's the most spectacular run he's had in the ball game. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing again. Herbert under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throwing on third and long. Herbert into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, you got 3, you got 3. 3 down.
This is Gordon as they go to him again.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Fair, fair.
Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
Under crush, under. Look at me. Zip.
Looking to throw. Patterson. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Keenan Allen, 34 yards. And the interception by the Chargers D leads to a touchdown. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go now.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
It's so tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Check, crunch, crunch, crunch. Check your hot read.
2nd and long. He completes it to Boyd.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Leo! Hey, Haywood!
57 to Mike. 57.
Hit it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert flushed out right, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Back to throw. Herbert. And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
Ready up.
Mike 57. Watch the curl.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the curl.
Hey!
Hold. Watch safety creep. Watch safety.
Hey, Sam off! Get it!
2nd and 9 now. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. 1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
I smell fear in that offense. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Looking to throw. Patterson. And it's complete. Henry. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker out, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Break. Watch 52. 52's the mic. Bound to lose one.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
On first down, Gordon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Down, 30 base.
Stop defense. Our time. It's our time.
Let's go.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
It's a first down and more for Gordon. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Hey, Delta.
To throw on second down. Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The Bengals on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, Herbert. He's got his man here. It's Green. This quarterback now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herbert. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave him with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Set, ready? 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Five.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Throwing on first down. Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated, the front and the back.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Eifert, his first touchdown on the year. And it's for pride now, but the Bengals get a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Operating from the gun. Herbert to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 3rd down, this is Melvin Gordon. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
This is Gordon. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Carl Lawson make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll make it 3rd down.
7 yards to go.
Ready.
57's right. I'm coming.
From the gun, Herbert. And able to find Green. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves him from a 3-and-out. Now a desperation throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Derwin James with a pick. And that will light a finish to this ball game. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.